What's up, YouTube? For tonight, we have a full egg team. This was a really fun team and concept, and I may do this in the future, again, if you guys enjoy this one. Okay, quickly, leave those team suggestions in the comment section below, as usual. Highest thumbs up comment will be the winner. Now, I got 6 eggs, as said, and I didn't know what they were until they hatched, and what I did, right, I used them as they were, leveled them up, taught them TMs, gave them items, etc., and EV trained them, and I put them into a team. Okay, let's get this one going. I've got 2 battles tonight where this team had 2 pretty good ones. These battles are done on my chat as well, so if you do want to have a battle against me, head over there. Alright, let's go. So we've got a spin to lead here. I've got my Bunnery. Now, I'm using a Choice Specs Bunnery. It actually gets pretty good speed. So Wheezing comes in expecting like a physical move, and that does like 3/4 of Wheezing. That was awesome. So, Wheezing's going to swap out there, and I just went for Hyper Voice again. I thought that was the best thing to go for there. Now, Cradelia is going to go into that and easily be able to like tank that because it's going to resist it, and it's very special defensive as well, and I can see that it's got the leftovers there. Right, so obviously here I have to swap out my Bunnery here, and I thought, what would be the best swap in for this? I thought, let's go into my Zwelios here. Now, I've got a choice band on this with the Hustle. Now, the Stealth Rocks get set up there by the Cradelia, which kind of sucks, but that's couldn't really avoid that one. Now, here I went for the Outrage choice band, Hustle. It hits, which is good, and I was like, well, Cradelia has to be very, very bulky to live this one in defense, and it's not going to live that one. That does, like, so much damage. Okay, get rid of Cradelia. That was really good, because it's a very, very stealthy Pokemon. Okay, so Persian's going to come in here and go for the Retaliate. I can't swap out or anything. That's going to take me out there with that. So down goes my Zwelios. So an eye for an eye there. Right, so I'm going to swap in Godleaf because this actually had quirky nature. Quirky nature, excuse me. And it actually came a Nasty Plot too as one of the breeding moves. So I thought, well, I could go for Nasty Plot on the swap here, or I could just go for Dark Pulse. I decided to go for Nasty Plot to get a boost up. I had Chlorophyll too, so I had Sunny Day on this, Dark Pulse, Giga Drain. Like, it was mostly like TM moves. Okay, so that's going to be just enough to take out the Wheezing. I don't think that crit mattered unless it was very, very special defensive. Then again, I was quirky, so it's probably like the same as not even doing a Nasty Plot boost. Anyway, so I'm going to go for another Nasty Plot here. I thought, bugger it, let's go for the big Nasty Plot, then go for the Giga Drain. Now, Spinder is going to go for the Double Edge, and I'm definitely not going to be able to live that one. I think it has like 0 IVs in most things, or really, really crappy IVs. Okay, so Godleaf goes down there. Now, it's 2 pokes down each side. It's pretty even. So I'm going to bring my Skrelpy here. Now, I've got I'm running a Choice Band on this. And it had some pretty cool moves. It had like Gunk Shot for physical, it had Play Rough, and I think I had Dragon Tail too. Anyway, so I got that does loads to Seeking and does 3/4 of the health, and I get a Poison, so it's really good. Okay, so I got a Citrus Berry on the Seeking there, which is fine. So I thought, well, the only thing that's probably going to take me out here would be a Drill Run from this thing. Seeking goes for the Waterfall. That's not going to do too much to me. I'm running max health and max attack on this thing. Doesn't really touch me at all, which is good. I went for the Bounce here. I was trying to think what item I was running on this. Sorry, I was running a Focus Sash, not a Choice Band. My bad. Okay, so I went for the Bounce there. I thought, well, if something wants to swap into this, they can get like, a chance of paralyzing, and that Seeking's already on low health, so it decided to stay in, I guess. And I took it out with the Bounce. That was awesome. Okay, so down goes Seeking there. So we have the Persian left there and the Spinder. Okay, so obviously this Persian is just letting a couple of Pokemon die, so it can use Retaliate and finish off some of my Pokemon. I definitely was not going to live that one. Right, so down goes Skrelp. Okay, so I thought, well, I could swap in my Bunnery again. The reason I call it Runaway because I had the Runaway ability, so it was so good. Anyway, so here I was thinking I could go for the Hyper Voice again, or I could go for maybe like Ice Beam or something. I decided to go for my main step, Hyper Voice there with the Choice Specs. So that's pretty good damage. There's a Spinder. So another one of them is enough to take it out. Spinder busts out the Sucker Punch. There it does like 3/4 of my health, which is heaps, and I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice here and take out the Spinder there, which is nice. Now, I know that Persian's going to come in there and retaliate me again, but instead, oh my god, I forgot its name. The freaking Huntail comes out. I thought it might go for a Shell Smash there, so I was like, okay, that won't be too bad because I'll be able to get some damage off on it. So I thought, okay, well, let's go into Moo here. Now, I've got Power Up Punch on Moo, and I'm running a pretty cool set on it, a Facade Toxic Orb, Zen Headbutt, and Earthquake's the sweeping set. It came with Jolly Nature, so I thought I'd run a sweeping set. Okay, so Hunter's going to go for the Shell Smash here. I was like, oh crap, this is not going to be good. This is going to really hurt. So I went for Sard here. I knew I was going to get outsped. I was hoping that I could just live on like a little amount of health and finish off with Facade, or do some. It should do some like mega like damage after a +1. Okay, so I'm going to get scolded here by the Huntail, and that's going to be heaps and take me out there. So I don't know how close that was to taking me out. Someone can do those calcs. All right, so the last Pokemon I've got is my Dragonair. So I was like, okay, well, if it's running a special set, I don't think it's got too much to take me out. So it's going to go for the Scald here. Again, going for the burn. It still does lots of damage here. I've got Everlight on this thing too. I'm forced to go for the Dragonair here. I have to get some, some sort of boost up there. Okay, so I thought, well, here I could go for the Extreme Speed. I know that it's not going to kill, but it's probably a 2-hit KO. Just misses out in the kill, so I was like, okay, well, GG there. That was a really, really close one. And I live on fucking 1 health. How's that? No burn, no nothing. Go for the Extreme Speed again, and that's going to take the Huntail out. So that was really, really close there. I think I got, on the first Scald, I got max damage, and on the second one, I got min damage. Okay, so the last Pokemon is the Persian, which I thought was Choice Band for most of this game, and it's going to go for the Fake Out there. I didn't think they had Fake Out, so which is pretty. I know it's pretty normal on Persian, but he was using Retaliate Choice Band the whole game. Okay, anyway, second battle. Let's do this. So that was the first battle I had with this team. Okay, this one. I'm using the same team, the same pokes and everything again. Okay, so we have a Regirock lead here, so a pretty good matchup for me here. So I was like, well, I'm running max speed on this thing, well, as max as I can with its solid IVs. I'm going to go for the Nasty Plot again. I've got Giga Drain on this thing, so Regirock's going to go for the Thunder Wave here. I thought it might go for Stealth Rocks or something like that. Anyway, so I'm paralyzed. I guess that's fine. I'm going to go for the Giga Drain here. So it sets up Stealth Rock on the second turn, which is cool. So I was like, okay, well, hope I don't get paralyzed here. I don't. I got my Nasty Plot up, and that takes it all the way down to its 30. So that was really good there. I thought it might have something like Weakness Policy, but it didn't. And here Regirock is going to go for the Explosion, which is pretty cool because I was actually running Focus Sash on this thing too, and I can see it's got Normal Gem there for a little bit of extra base power, and thank you very much. I'm going to live on 1 health, so that was awesome. A good start there. Okay, so obviously there's no point me swapping out now. There's Stealth Rocks on the field. I'm paralyzed. It's better just for me to faint and go into the next Pokemon. Okay, so Dusclops is going to come in. This thing is really, really annoyingly bulky. It's going to take me out with the Nightshade there. I was going to go for Dark Pulse. That would have done a decent amount to that. Okay, so Godleaf is down, but that was a pretty good start there, getting rid of the Regirock. Right, into my Zweilous here. I went for the Choice Banded Crunch this time. I didn't really want to get locked into Outrage. And it hits, which is good with the Hustle. And that just obliterates that Dusclops. So that was awesome, taking that one down. I'm sure Will-O-Wisp was definitely coming on its way. Alright, so Slaking's going to come in again to another Retaliate user. So I've had 2 Retaliate users in both games. I don't really want to lose Zweilous yet because it's very, very powerful in attack. Okay, so into Skrelp here. There wasn't too many Pokemon. As I said, there wasn't much I could really swap into, and I'm going to get Retaliated there, so poor Skrelp. But at that time in the battle, that was probably the most expendable Pokemon. Right, anyway, so back into Zweilous here. I know that it's going to have a Truant, so I thought, well, I could go for the Outrage here again. That'll be good, that'd be some nice damage to whatever, swaps in here. Okay, so Coughing's going to swap in. I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be one of those, Everlight sets, so it's going to probably tank this. And it takes it all the way down. And I'm like, what the hell? It's going to Focus Sash. So it lives with the Focus Sash. I'm going to outspeed and hit again with the Outrage, so that's going to take the Coughing out there. So that's down. So I was locked into my Outrage too. Okay, so I thought, well, Slaking's probably going to come in this time and use Retaliate, but it doesn't. The Charizard comes out. It's okay. That's cool. Charizard is going to go for the Dragon Pulse here, and that's going to, pretty much annihilate me. So that's my Zweilous down, but that's cool. It's a pretty even battle at this point in the game. Now, so I had, I thought this would be a good opportunity to send in my Dragonair. I know I've seen Dragon Pulse, but I've got Everlight, and it's not too bad in special defense. So I thought, bugger it, let's do this. Charizard's going to go for the Dragon Pulse here, and I just live on 7 health again. 2 epic lives there in both battles with my Dragonair. Here I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance here. I'm actually carrying Waterfall in this too for Fire-type Pokemon. Handy there too. as well as Dragon Rush and Extreme Speed. So I'm going to go for Waterfall here. I know this will be enough to take out the Charizard. It's already had some prior damage too from Life Orb, so that was good getting that one down. Now I was like, well, I'm going to be faster than pretty much all these other Pokemon, except if the Slaking's like Choice Scarf. So I thought, bugger it, let's just go for the Dragon Rush and see. I went for the Dragon Rush, I outspeed, +1. It really doesn't touch Slaking at all. It's a 3-hit KO still with a +1. Retaliate is going to be enough to take me out, of course, there. So Dragonair goes down. That's cool. Right, so we both had 2 Pokemon left. So I thought, well, let's swap in Moo here and let's see what we can do. So I'm going to go for the Power-Up Punch here on the Slaking. Slaking stays in. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I actually outspeed it, which is cool too. So it's obviously a very bulky Slaking with Choice... maybe Choice Band, I'd say. Okay, so I've got my Toxic Orb up here. So Facade is going to be hitting really hard there with a +1. Going for the Facade now, and that's going to be enough to take out the Slaking, which is good. So nice. They probably didn't expect me to have a sweeping Miltank and maybe, more of a bulky Miltank there. Okay, so their last Pokemon is the Regice. So I thought, well, let's go for the Facade here. I've got Thick Fat on this thing too. That's what it came with. And it does heaps of damage there, 3/4 damage there. Regice is going to go for the Ice Beam here. It does a lot more damage than I thought it would do, and it turned out to be a critical hit. So here I was like, well, I can pretty much take it out anyway. I want to try something and see if I can get some use with my Barniera here. So I thought, well, if it's not something crazy like Choice Specs, I may badly live and try and finish it off with a Hyper Voice and be a smartass. Okay, so anyway, Regice is I could have easily finished it off with Facade. You know that already. So I swap it in and it faints. So whatever. So that's fine. I knew that I'm going to outspeed it anyway, and I'm going to be able to live the Stealth Rock damage and take it out with a Facade next turn. I just wanted to see if I could live and try and finish it off with a crit or something. So I'm going to go for the Facade here, and that's going to take out the Regice, and that is GG. And man, I had so much fun with these teams. They were really, really fun. Okay, enjoy the bloopers.